Well, hey there, guys. Welcome back to the Depression Session podcast. It is me, Weedman, coming at you guys with a solo episode today. I ended up getting sick, so I couldn't go and record with the other boys. So I just decided to just do a little solo one this week, so I didn't really get out of the practice or out of the groove, if you will, of recording. So yeah, quick little update for me. Like I said, I've been sick, but that's, kind of going away. Nothing's really new for me. I'm still just editing and working and doing all the things that I've been doing for the past year. Channel updates, everything's pretty good with the channel. Views are up, watch time's up. Basically everything's up right now. I have the analytics up right next to me, and everything is up. We have 235 more views than usual. We have 7.2 more watch hours than usual, and we've gotten 500% more subscribers in the last 28 days. So, I will take it. As of right now, the top video is still the second episode of Broforce, unlocking the best bro in the game. 96 views, almost broke 100 views with that one. Can't wait for that day. Other than that, the Wednesday videos are going pretty good. I uploaded my Weedman Ranks Women, and then for Rolf, we uploaded my Gloxel video. That one took a long time to make. I mean, not really, but it did. it shouldn't have took as long as it did, but you know what? It got out there. It's done, and I'm happy with it, and so are the other boys, and we're very proud of that video. Anyway, this podcast is probably going to be relatively quick because, again, it is just me. Although I would like to hit the 30-minute mark, I am also kind of on a time crunch tonight, so I will do it as long as I can. However long it ends up being is however long it'll be. I apologize. But this podcast episode will be about why I do the podcast and why I am working on this and why I am putting so much effort into this and why I do the things that I do for the podcast, basically. So, a little bit of backstory. When this whole thing started, it was me, Rolf, and Poolboy in Poolboy's trailer. I don't remember exactly what happened or exactly how it happened. We were just kind of messing around, having fun. I think we were recording music, actually. And we said, hey, you know what? Why don't we make a podcast? And I said, I know how to make content. I've done that before. Let's do it. And so we went outside and we recorded the first episode. Obviously, we did a little brainstorming, like, oh, what would the names be and all that. But we went out and recorded the first episode. And then I edited it, recorded the Valorant gameplay, and uploaded it. And then we did nothing for a couple of months. Yeah, so the first episode came out on September 26th, and then the second episode was December 12th. So September 26th to December 12th. So we took like a month and a half or 2 months or no, 3 months, sorry, off and just didn't do anything. But ever since December 12th, we've been doing it every single week there's been an episode. Every single week there's been an episode of the Depression Session podcast every single week since December 12th. And that day's coming up again. And honestly, I'm looking forward to being able to say that we did an episode every single week for a year. I think that's a pretty cool achievement and something that I don't think a lot of people can say that they've done. If they've done something consistently online for free for a single year, staying dedicated to it. I mean, obviously there are people that have and are people that can say that. So obviously I'm not, we're not special in that regard. But it's been done. You know what I mean? And I think that's what matters. So originally it was just kind of, for fun. The very first time we did it. And then it continued to be fun. And it still is for fun. You know what I mean? I do still get genuine enjoyment and genuine satisfaction out of doing this. And seeing everything grow and seeing everything progress and editing improve and all of that. But it also kind of, I did it because did it and I'm doing it. Just give me something to do. Give me a hobby, give me something to do. And it's also what I really want to do in my life. I love creating things, and I love making things online. And although I know it's not the most stable, or it doesn't really contribute a whole lot, to society in terms of, being a construction worker or electrician or whatever, but it's something that gives me genuine enjoyment and satisfaction and fulfillment. And when I'm creating, I feel like I'm at my best. And so I just like creating things. I'm a creative person, I've learned at this point. And I love creating all sorts of things. and this has been a great opportunity just to have something that's always there that I can work on. You know what I mean? Something that's always there that I can be creative with. Because the problem I would have with before is I'd be working on too many different things all at once. Like I'd be painting this day, then I'd be writing this day, then I'd be skating, then I'd be making music, and I was kind of all over the place. And so having this podcast, something that I've just been dedicated to, something that I just chose to do, I think it's been really good and beneficial because it allowed me to just put all my time into one thing and really get better at one single thing. And so it's been a really good outlet, I guess, just creative outlet for me the past, well, almost a year, really. Technically a year because it did start September 26th, but I'm not counting it. I'm counting December 12th is when it's officially a year, just because that would be every single week. Um, I know it's not quite at the year mark, but it feels kind of it does. It's weird. It feels longer, but it feels shorter than a year. It's like it feels like we just started doing this, but at the same time, it feels like I've been doing this for fucking ever. And I don't know why that is, and that's not a complaint. I've genuinely enjoyed it. Um, I think that's the main reason is just a creative outlet for myself and for the rest of us to do. It's also just fun, hang around, talk with my boys, talk with the boys, our boys, whatever, and just kind of just goof off and joke and laugh and all that. And another reason is that all those times of us just talking and laughing and joking, they're online and they're saved and they're cataloged and they're cemented. I mean, not really cemented because yeah, YouTube and Dropbox can go down, but whatever. They're there. So at any time we can just go back and watch them and see, oh, that's what, you can go back and look at like, oh, that's what we were like back then. That's this point in our lives. You know what I mean? This was our early 20s. And this is how we were and who we are and all that. And so eventually in, 5-10 years down the line, we can look back and essentially just have a catalog of our young adult lives. And I think that's really special. I think that's something that we're really going to cherish when we're older. That's why I want to keep going, because obviously as you age and grow, you go through different stages. And if you can capture different stages of your life, then that catalog means even more. You know what I mean? And I have that with I had a YouTube channel when I was a really young kid, when I was like 10, around there, that I uploaded to a lot. And every now and again I'll just go back there and watch those videos and just look at my child self. I did have a lot more videos on that channel, but I deleted some of them. Stupidly. What are you gonna do? I actually had a lot of videos that I deleted that I kind of regret now because, catalog of my life. It was a lot more like there's more of a personality in the videos. The ones I put up were a lot more of the like produced ones, the ones that did a little bit better. The ones that weren't so personal are also the ones that I deleted. No, sorry, the ones I kept up. The ones I deleted were the more personal ones, and that's why I kind of regret deleting them, because they were personal, so I can't really see what my child self was like personally. I'm rambling. But yeah, so between being a creative outlet and being a catalog of our young adult lives, I think this podcast has been very beneficial. And it's by no means ending. That sounded like I'm ending it, but I'm really not. I don't ever plan on it, at least not anytime soon. I feel good about this. I'm proud of what we've got done so far and what we've accomplished and what we are still accomplishing. We're still going to keep going. We're still going to be pumping out content, and all of us are going to be editing and working on this and all of that, and just getting more of a streamlined production process and just make better and better content for everyone. And I mean, I know that recently, recently the views have been getting like 28, 14, 18, 53, 24, and those are minuscule numbers and compared to a lot of other channels and a lot of other creators, but I'm proud of it. You know what I mean? This is something that we've done ourselves, by ourselves, for ourselves, this entire time, and a lot of work has been put into it, and it's finally starting to somewhat show off, or show through, I think is the correct term. Again, it's nothing major, it's nothing crazy, but it's still progress from the efforts of our labor, and I'm proud of it. And it just keeps going up very slowly. And as it goes up, I get more and more proud and more engaged and more enthused about this whole thing. It's like I remember, like the first things we had that like really genuinely kind of blew up was the Cuphead videos. The Astroneer videos got a couple views, but nothing too crazy. But the Cuphead videos, those were the ones. Those were the ones that really started to go off. The first one got 19. The next one 45, then 40. The fourth one got 9, but I think that's because I messed up the upload. I actually uploaded the third episode instead of the fourth episode with the um, titling and the thumbnail for the fourth video, so I had to delete it and re-upload it. And I think YouTube just kind of shadow banned it or whatever, but whatever. 32 on the next one, then 20, then 11, then 58, 23, and then the most recent one's gotten 53. And then obviously the Broforce ones, those kind of came out swinging with 18 and then 96, 29, and then 28 on the most recent one. So the gaming videos have been going really good. I've been putting more effort into those than probably anything else, to be honest with you. They've started the Wednesday videos recently to just get more content out there, you know what I mean? And also just get everyone just creating more and being more creative and more open and just different variation. Just getting more variation in things. So it's not just podcasting game and podcasting game. There's more stuff to attract people and bring in an audience. And I'm happy with it. I'm looking forward to seeing what all the boys create for it. Specifically, Pool Boy, probably. I want to see how his videos turn out over time. Also Hallmark. I think I'm probably more curious about Hallmark's videos and how they turn out over time. I don't know. I just think he'd come up with some really interesting things that could do good. I know all of us. I'm just looking forward to seeing how this channel and this podcast progresses and how it goes in the future and how it grows and where it will be in a year's time. You know what I mean? I'm curious where it'll be by the actual 1 year mark. But I think it's probably not going to be too much different than what it is right now. Could be, but I don't really think so. But it very easily could be. So I am gonna hold out hope. I don't know. All right. Well, I think with that, if I were to keep it any longer, I would just be rambling on and talking about useless nonsense. Sorry, this is a shorter episode. Just kind of how things worked out this week with me being sick and all that. That'll go ahead and do it for this episode of the Depression Session podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Come back next Monday for another podcast episode. Come back this Friday for a gaming video. Come back this Wednesday for a personal video. If this comes out when I think it'll come out, it should be Hallmarks. If it's not, it'll be Pool Boys. It just depends on which week of the month it is. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. And remember that just like this podcast, depression is just a session and it too soon shall pass. So we'll see you guys back here next Monday at 12. Goodbye.